Why are you so afraid to start over when you are so done with this situation in your life? Oh, my dearest, look, the change is inevitable. You're strong enough to deal with this, and you don't need to depend on this situation or this person. It's going to be okay. Thing is, we got to get through this. We have to get through these barriers in this one. Now, I want to say this is the daily insight on life and love. I'm trying something new. If you're coming across this, this might be a message for you. If not, stay and enjoy the show maybe. If it is, well, we're going to see what is up. This isn't bad luck. This is an end in your life. Something is definitely coming to an end. Look. And it's effortless on your part. Stop thinking that you failed in this. It's begging you to give in to this situation. Let this close off. Something so much better is coming into your life. There's not a thing on the planet that can be gone or taken away without being replaced. That void is getting filled. And as long as you're not blocking that void, it is going to get filled with something so much better meant for you. If you block that void, then it's never going to be filled by anything that you try to stuff in it. It's not the art of allowance in that case. And it seems like anything built on top of that hollow covering is going to fall. And it's never going to reach its destination. Does that make sense? Listen, I'm going to read this in a few parts. Look at this. How many times are you going to try something that is simply not working? How many times, how many angles? At what point are you going to say, I'm flogging a dead horse on this one? It's not going to be something that restarts. And I get that you're afraid of beginning again, as I said in the beginning of this reading, but don't you realize that you've been in a phase of loss and dead ends right now? Hasn't there been a bottlenecking of discomfort going on in your world? You want your freedom, but you won't get out of the cage? I'm not even ragging on you with that one. I get it completely. It's the fear of moving forward into something that is unknown, that we can't gauge the situation, versus something that is no longer relevant to us and potentially harmful and unhealthy. At least we know this demon, don't we? We know how to gauge the situation. We know how to cover our head in it. We know when to close our eyes. It doesn't mean that it's right. This has been, oh God, I'm thinking of, the turtle and not the turtle, the frog in the boiling water. If you put it in the boiling water, it's going to hop out. But if you put it in regular water and then just crank it up little by little, that poor froggy has no idea what's going on before it's cooked. It acclimates to every little thing. Just because you acclimated to whatever this is, doesn't mean that it's healthy. The change is inevitable, and it's begging you to see this unbiasedly. Step outside of the situation and look at this for what it is. Look at it logically. Don't let your emotions rule you in this one, even though there's going to be a lot of fear in this one. Don't let the fear navigate the decision. Listen. This is what the second part was. The Emperor is incredibly sturdy, mature, knows how to make decisions, not for instant gratification, not for momentary comfort. This is thinking in the long run, the changes that need to be made. It's what's best for not only you, but for all of the people, because he's the Emperor. He's been ruling the land for quite some time. Whatever this is, it's the Lovers in reverse. Too scattered, too much, too long, in a situation that is no longer divinely protected. Whatever this contract is in your life, whether it's a business contract, a soul contract, whatever the P's and Q's on it are, this is changed and it's changing the environment. And while this is seemingly chaotic, it is restoring your balance. You have so many things that you are juggling on your plate. If you keep trying to add to this, you're going to drown. I mean that in the most figurative way possible. It is so hard for you to juggle everything that's going on right now. Something's got to change. And it's not you retreating. It's not you going back. It's not you bettering yourself or working harder at this. Don't you understand that sometimes working harder is actually counterproductive? That's why we have the Emperor in this bad boy taking control over the situation, being like, all right, step back. We're going to look at this and see if there's a better way to go about this. Meaning your life, really. Is there a better way to go about this phase of your life? And most certainly there will be. But you have to allow the space and the changes to take place. So, my dearest, why is this all happening now? Look at this, look at this. So why is this happening now? Well, I've noticed amongst the collective in private readings and, even in my own life and in the collectives, so many massive chapters and so many sections of life coming to a close. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Whether it's, I feel like a career that some people have had for over 30 years, suddenly it's not for them anymore. You have so many people having these life-altering decisions. Yeah, it's been there for a while, but guess what? It's not a life sentence. You can change anything at any time. Look. You've been really working on this for quite some time. It took a lot for this to come to fruition. Now, look, there's nothing on these cards by accident. That bird is not caged and it's sitting on their finger with complete freedom, knowing that it can fly away at any time. There's a level of trust that is established between this human being and this bird. Look at how they just are appreciating each other's company and how much these both have grown in that trust. Look at this. It looks like the back, it kind of looks like the desert, which it really talks about, the inability to thrive in there. There's an entire ecosystem in the desert that has adapted to the situation. I really feel like two new worlds are colliding and there's going to be a new level of learning in here, because look at the lush land that's in front of the desert up here. Look at that, maybe you can see. So we have a lot of yellow on this particular card too. I don't know why I'm so stuck on this one, yet I am. And enjoy the show. Eh. Okay. We have the solar plexus chakra, which is stomach. So we have mental energy, that's willpower, control, and that's over self versus others. We have beliefs and details and constructive criticism, thoughts and perfection. So, it's not that you don't lack heart in this. I do feel like there is passion behind all of this mind over matter that's going here. I feel like you can't let your emotions, namely fear, rule you in this one. You've come too far to give this up now. I want to draw more on this. Why is this happening? For some of you, okay, before I even get to that, for some of you, this is going to be it's going to be a very long, drawn out process. I feel like the healing has to come slow, but also I see the light at the end of the tunnel. This might actually involve court systems, justice. It could be Libra energy, Sun, Moon, Rise, Venus, or somebody who just has Libra type qualities, even a diplomat. This is going to ignite some massive changes for you. Now, this could be massive changes for families. It could be for work families, and it could be for businesses. But whatever the case is, make sure that you read the fine print on all the paperwork. I think this is about procrastination more than anything else, because of the fear that was involved in confronting whatever this authority was, whether it was an authority figure or a piece of paper, for God's sakes. But once this is addressed, I think that it's going to happen very fast and almost effortlessly. Procrastination, this was the worst nightmare. Anticipation is usually either the biggest excitement, like think of your first kiss, or it's the biggest fear. Think about having your butt handed to you. We do not want to stay in that lower department now, do we? All right. You want what you want, but you're afraid of what it means when you'll get it. You're not making a mistake. This is not even about how you control it. It's about honoring how much you've evolved. This isn't something that just happened. This is something that really has been coming for a long time. And I bet if you sit down and think long and hard about this situation, you'll be able to pinpoint the exact moment everything started changing into this direction. Little by little, step by step, each day was bringing you in this direction and taking you from this set in your life. At what point was the peak moment where everything started to turn? I want you to think about that. Think about, in that moment, moving forward, the little things that you would do during the day, the little things that anyone else involved would be doing during the day that really solidified the direction of this. If this is a business, when did people start cutting corners? When did they stop caring so much? When was there more strife? When did it become more like a family business rather than an actual business? And when did it become more of a business rather than a family? And that's if we're looking at family direction. See? Realizing what you don't want. It wasn't just you. This is constant evolution, not even just in your department and what you're thinking about right now. Look at the world. I know how stupid that sounds, but look, has anything ever stood still like that? Just forever? No. All right. Yeah. You got people keeping an eye on you in this, and I don't think that it's a bad thing. I think that it's more of an encouragement than anything. Let them watch. Let them see your victory. Let them see you as the victor. Ooh. You're not going to hold back. You're holding back from the old situation, but you're not holding back from the new one. I have a sneeze coming. And it's because I burned the sage. Does that mean I have bad vibes inside of me? I gotta sage myself. All right. You know you're not emotionally unstable. I think that you have a really good head on your shoulders throughout this entire thing. And I think that there's been somebody who's been breadcrumbing this entire situation. Now, this could be a boss, it could be a partner, it could be a family member, it could be anything really. Your individual storyline is always going to be more detailed, in-depth, and intense. This person is incredibly ungrounded. This is the kind of person who really thinks that they can get one over on somebody else. They're always like 5 steps ahead. No, you're not, and you're walking around with a body cam, so I already see everything that you're doing, and you're stupid, and I hate you. I mean that in the best way possible, right? Don't let anybody gaslight you in this situation. There's going to be a lot of, because there's a lot of fear around the change of this and what it would mean for either this work, career, life, relationship area, what it would mean if it dissipated. Because I think if push came to shove, whoever's involved know that they are absolutely expendable. And that's why you're holding back. You don't want to make the wrong move. You don't want to have this be seen as something done with lacking integrity. All right. You know, that's another way that the baby birds get kicked out of the nest. They start getting agitated before. It's a way of separation, and it's a way of detaching. When we remove, it's painful. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. The slower that you do it, the more you prolong the pain. You rip it off, it's going to be intense for a minute. It's going to be scary because you don't know what's going to replace either the situation or the career, or what's going to replace the money, what's going to replace the love, what's going to replace anything, and yet here we are. Listen, you're leading the victory on this one. Look at different angles to get this to work. You've got to step outside of the problem and watch it as if it were a snow globe. So what's the advice? And then we're going to look at the likely result. Come on. Thank you. Jeez, you're stubborn. I need a new sage wand. All right. What do we need to know? Come on. So what's the advice? Dance like no one's watching. Yeah, all right, shut up. Lots of wand energy around this, so again, it's about taking your time. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you don't. You don't need to yell at your device. I hear it. I know. It's just as painful for me to say it as for you to hear it. All right. The advice is not give a flying F about who or what is watching you in this situation. Defend your choices. Stand up for yourself in this one. People want to back you into a corner. They got to get ready for the animal that's going to jump back at this. And that you and fighting back is what's going to be a major change in this, because they didn't expect it. They were, whatever the party involved in the situation, it feels like it has some sort of an authority over you. We're not playing that game. You are going to stand up for yourself. You're going to defend your choices. You're not going to be backed down. You're not going to be shaken down. You're not going to be put into a corner. They want to put you into a corner. They are going to deal with the animal that's fighting back. And I think that this empowerment is going to be incredibly healing for you. But we have 2 5s here. So this is emphasizing the need of change that is happening in your very physical world. And some of you might be dealing with a really difficult health problem. It's probably something that's really scary for you in this one. I'm just weirdly getting that now. Look at all your options. All right, you can cry your eyes out for a solid minute or 2, but you get right back up and fight. So this is saying, do not let your fears control you in this one. Don't start writing yourself off on this. Cry for a minute, feel that out, then get the F back up and fight. I know how scary it can be, but you want to know what? You're worth the fight. Okay. What's the likely... What is the likely result if you follow the advice? Maybe I can learn how to talk. Who knows? Get wild up in here. Speaking correctly. Oh my God. So what are your plans for today? What do you got going on? Ooh. All right, so some cards flipped. The result is the final nail in the coffin. Yes, final. It's the final pull. This chapter, this book, this series, over, done with. Bye. We're writing a new one. Look, we have something that I think that you are willing to make these changes for. We have the 7. It's above and beyond the home base. So this is a lot of ascension, and it's also something that I need more on. It's something that you're very passionate about. If this is a career change, you are doing exactly what you are meant to do with your life. This change is going to be earth-shaking for you. Trust the process in it. You actually found one of your main purposes. If this is involving a relationship, then you have divine partnership that is coming in. And can you hear the sirens in back? Interesting. I wonder what that means. Well, I hope everybody's okay. God, I hope everybody's okay. All right, so if this is involving relationships and family, then this is something that spans beyond this life, which is talking about union, which please don't let that go to your head. It's a mirroring union from the union that is happening in you. It shows up oftentimes as love. It does not always have to be love, but it is the divine union that is inside of you coming out in divine union outside in connections. It could be romantic partnerships. It could be soulmates. It could be anything like that. But it's very passionate, and I think it's very driven and protected, and something that evolves on its own. All right. So this is saying you don't have to show all your cards at once. It'll have you feeling depleted. Know when to speak. It is time for you to allow this awakening to take place, and there's no rush. There's no forcefulness in it. It's very exciting, but it's in the same breath, while it's exciting and it's very calming and soothing. So listen, take your time. And I feel like this needs to be seen as well. This is going to be a lifelong payoff. Don't expect your chunk of change from the get-go. This is going to be something that very slowly evolves, not in time as a connection or as a business opportunity, but the payoff is lifelong. You don't need to have this immediately. Take your time. There is no end to this, is really what I'm saying. Enjoy this. Savor it. Let it be the lifelong journey that it is. All right, you. This is timeless. This is a projection of your future, wherever you're catching it in time. This might be relevant to something going on in your life. If you have questions about booking a session, go ahead and reach out in the DMs and ask about any potential sale that's going on. As I'm recording this, it's the coronavirus sale, so ask the details about that. But if we are out of that time, then just ask about whatever is going on. I look forward to hearing from you. I hope that you have an amazing day. I hope that everything is going swimmingly for you. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know how greatly you are loved and appreciated. Bye now. Okay, I know this sounds outlandish. I'm seeing a business proposal coming in for you. I'm seeing a business proposal or proposition. This is going to get wild. I think this is right up your alley. I think there's a lot of rewards that are going to be in this. It's going to pay off in the long run is really what I'm trying to say. Get crazy with this. This is amazing manifesting times. You manifested this. This is incredibly boss. It's going to require a full-on commitment from you, but you've done the work. So what signs and synchronicities have you been noticing? I want you to pay attention to how they feel. If this is starting to talk you out of this, do not go with it. That is a fear-based idea, and it's actually going to hold no ground to this. You have a lot of success waiting to come your way. This is going to be great. I'm sorry, it's going to be great. It's time to honor where you are mentally, emotionally, and physically, where you are in life. What I'm seeing here is there's going to be an opportunity for either you to be helped in getting out of a situation or you helping somebody get out of a situation. And I think that it's long overdue. And it looks like this has been something that has been needing care for a while. And I feel like whoever is getting help has had a hard time reaching out for this kind of help. So it's kind of important that if you have the ability to do something good in this situation, do that. Or if you need somebody to help you out, be clear on what you need and really push for this. The situation is really changing and it's time to be completely transparent. Vulnerability is the key word here. So whatever this is, it's going to be supported and it's going to be something that, it gets either you or them out of the situation. When you look back at your life, are you going to remember it through its possibility, or are you going to remember it for being something that was constantly taking away from you and there was constantly a bill of sacrifice on your part? Those days really need to be over. What I'm seeing here is forgiving yourself and others for a situation that you've been getting signs, synchronicities that, okay, we have to allow this to evolve. Do you remember what love looks like? Do you remember what love feels like? The choices that you make in your life moving forward need not to be done with pain, with anger, with fear. It's making these choices with the concept of love. What would be best for my heart? What would be best for your heart? And I know that you've been getting these signs and synchronicities on who to open up to in your life and what is coming to a close. Okay, you're following your dreams. Awesome, great, grand, wonderful. But now it's time to really sit back and look at how you market yourself. What are you trying to portray to the public? What about you do you want them to see? It's truly authentic to who you actually are. But who you actually are and what they're actually seeing, is this something that actually connects, or does there need to be work on the middle ground of that? It looks like it is the case. You are making all these crazy, awesome changes in your life. And I say crazy and then I say awesome, and it's actually a thing. You have to be that part. And you want to know what? This is going to involve you having to change you in your life, leveling up. Don't let that scare you. This is talking about welcome these changes. This is a new element to you that I think that you're going to fully embrace and find yourself at home with. This is going to be big changes. It's okay to let this old version of you retire for right now. I hope that made sense. I don't know about you, but I need a love message. But first we gotta sage it. Sage? Spiritual bug spray? Okay. That was fast. Okay. Union of hearts. Love it. Soul union inside of yourself. Love who you are. Love endures. Get to know each other. All right. I love you. Focus on love. Love. Okay. Has somebody new come into your life right now? It is a mirror of the union that you have in yourself. This is either really new, about to be new, or it's coming in new because you are working on yourself. Regardless, if you're coming across this, chances are your heart is singing right now and it is about to have its echo back. And you want to know what? All this is a mirror of the beautiful heart that you are and everything that you've overcome and everything that is meant to be. It's coming, baby.